Marquette in white, Kansas in blue. Good representation in the stands from both programs. And Marquette with the first possession of the game.
What a matchup at the point guard position with DeJuan Harris, number 3, going against Tyler Kolek. And here's Iguodaro going head-to-head against Hunter Dickinson.
A look at the starting lineups brought to you by Hawaiian Airlines. We begin with Kansas and KJ Adams Jr. back in the starting lineup, as all Kansas fans know, and I'm sure many college basketball fans know. Adams sadly lost his mother a few days ago. His mom, Yvonne, passed away from cancer. He, along with his dad and sister.
Kevin McCullough, who's one of the best defenders in the country and a multi-positional defender. There's not a spot on the floor, a position on the floor he can't guard.
Cam Jones gets a clean look. Tyler Kolek's got an assist, and Marquette's on the board.
It looked like Kansas was trying to switch that, but Marco Jackson got hung up. And you're not going to see a more wide open shot than that.
Jones, the junior from Memphis, 17.5 points per game to lead Marquette. Everything but the finish for KJ Adams, who can roll to the rim with the best of them, can he?
He can roll all the way to the rim, but really good in those short rolls.
Cam Jones again.
They just got hung up on that.
Fouled out in that game against the Bruins yesterday. And a KU turnover. Jones thought about it. Good closeout by Kevin McCullough Jr. Kolek. So tough. You play him for the pass, he scoops it off the glove.
But that's why Tyler Kolek, look, pick and roll is the hardest thing to guard in basketball. That's why everybody runs it. But Kolek is special in pick and roll situations. Just a fabulous decision maker.
Kevin McCullough Jr. much more assertive offensively in the early going this season, and coming on consecutive triple doubles. One against Kentucky in the Champions Classic, another one yesterday against Chaminade.
Much more confident this year than last, and he's starting to look a lot like Jalen Wilson did last year. A great pass.
Stevie Mitchell missed the first, got a second crack at it, and knocked it down.
Oso Iguodaro kept that alive. He knocked it to a teammate purposefully, and just that extra pass to get that open 3.
Up and down they go. McCullough banks it in.
And Marquette's got such a smart team. What a pass. You kidding me?
Iguodaro heading to the free throw line.
This is where Iguodaro tends to struggle a little bit. He's not a good free throw shooter.
Shot 74% from the line, but as you say, he does just about everything else.
3-2, excuse me. And now they're back to man.
DeJuan Harris to Kevin McCullough. Always lots of ball movement for a Kansas team. A turnaround fadeaway by Hunter Dickinson, not good. The rebound from McCullough. Harris with a 10-footer knocks it down.
I thought he might pull the trigger on the 3. Remember, he had 23 points in that game against Kentucky, and Kentucky dared him to shoot. And when his feet are set, he's a really good shooter. He just doesn't, he's not an aggressive scorer, but he can score.
Iguodaro rejected by Dickinson.
He gets around Hunter Dickinson, but Dickinson recovers. Stayed straight up and down, blocked it with that left hand out of bounds.
This is the biggest of the big four, Hunter Dickinson, but he misses with the right hand. Yeah, Dickinson, McCullough, Harris, and Adams carrying a very heavy load for the #1 team in the nation. Kolek. Yes.
Are you kidding me? I mean, he's got everything. And tough as nails. Injured his ankle against Ryder and played injured against Illinois. At Illinois, had 24 points in that one. He's just a magnificent point guard. What a great drive.
Marco Jackson with a drive in the dish and the slam from McCullough.
Even against an outstanding defensive team in Marquette, Kansas is able to get the ball from side to side. They do not just attack on the first side when the defense is set. They get it to the second and third side.
Yeah, you can say it about both these teams. The ball doesn't stick offensively for either one.
It does not, and makes them so much harder to guard.
Dickinson has been shooting the 3 extremely well this year. He's now 7 for 9 on the young season. What a weapon he is inside and out.
He is making the most threes. What another great just pick and roll. Nice little pocket pass, the bounce pass. Iguodaro is so difficult to deal with. Anytime he catches it, he can catch and make a play for himself or others. He's one of the best passers on this team. Tyler Kolek the best, but Iguodaro not far off. Good pass.
Adams a sweet feed to Dickinson to tie the game.
And that's not an easy shot, but Hunter Dickinson makes it look easy.
Another great pass from Kolek into Iguodaro, and he's fouled.
Kolek just finds game where he can bury his defensive assignment.
Sophomore from Wellington, New Zealand. So we've got a guy from Australia, a guy from New Zealand checking into the game with this driver's license. Iguodaro out of the game now for Marquette. Kolek, they trap him in the corner. Sean Jones into the game. Sophomore from Columbus, Ohio. Muscles it up and in.
Sean Jones is one of the fastest, quickest players. But he hit a huge one with, 38 seconds to go against Illinois, and then the game winner against UCLA. So both his threes have been huge.
Yeah, Marquette barely got past UCLA, 71-69 in the final points. The final 3 points of the game were scored by Sean Jones. No relation to Cam Jones. Over the top, Dickinson. Look how quickly, I know you're a fan of this, look how quickly.
That's an example of Bill Self really using Hunter Dickinson and using his size. Trying to get downhill and then get angles for the big guy. Hunter Dickinson is always paint, but also he's an excellent passer. So you can play through him.
Chase Ross into the game for Marquette, and he somehow finds the bottom of the basket.
And Marquette has so many players. Marquette is doing a great job of spreading the floor, and they are getting into the lane. Marquette leading the battle of the paint. And there's another paint opportunity, but wiped away by McCullough. What a great defender.
One of the great defenders in the country as Nicholas Timberlake went up there strong and get the line. Had 13 points in his Kansas. This team to be the best it can be. He's in that group of 5 through 8.
Yeah, he needs to be one of, you know who his dad is, right?
I do not.
Jeff Timberlake, great player from Boston U in the Boston U Hall of Fame. Could really shoot it.
Kansas, by the way, 0 for 4 from the line right now. Iguodaro with a rebound. They could run so much of their offense through their 5 guy, and Iguodaro. He gets it back from Sean Jones and gets the roll. That's
the shots that Nick Timberlake needs to hit. He's a good shooter. He made over 233s in his career at Towson.
Backdoor cut, 2-man game, and a bucket for Joplin, and Bill Self needs a timeout. He's now in the NBA, but a strong sophomore class, Jay. Now a strong junior class. They've got some upperclassmen. They got experience. And to me, in watching games this year, they seem to have about as much fun as any team I watch when you turn on the TV and see them play a game.
It's just a great culture. Shaka Smart has built just a magnificent culture at Marquette. And it's a team that's an energy-giving team, and they're very, very tight group.
Dickinson too strong. Adams tips it out.
And the pressure is giving Kansas some problems.
Good cut. Yeah, McCullough from Dickinson.
Well, you turn your head. Kevin McCullough makes such great decisions on both ends of the floor. Talk about a two-way player.
He's got 9 of their 18, but it's still a 9-point deficit for Kansas. Stolen away by McCullough.
Guess who?
All the way right into the chest of Stevie Mitchell, and he finishes.
Well, he knew he had Mitchell in a bad spot and just took it right into his chin to finish that play. He is just having an all-America season thus far.
Sean Jones, talk about the quickness. Transfer from Santa Clara, the older brother of former Jayhawk and current Denver Nugget, Christian Brown.
Parker Brown shooting 70% on this young season. Athletic and big.
Good pass. That was really nicely done. Brown.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
All right, guys, back to you.
Ainsley, thank you. Great job. So imagine you're playing for Marquette and your coach Shaka Smart says, guys, we got somebody to come in and talk to you, and Dwayne Wade walks through the door. How cool must that be?
Incredible.
That was pretty incredible, too.
It's been a culture of relationships. Watch this block by Iguodaro. You see that Tyler Kolek able to keep his body in front of Harris. That allowed Iguodaro to recover and wipe that away. But right now, Kansas is having a really difficult time keeping Marquette out of the lane.
Harris, and another block by Iguodaro.
So many versatile defenders out on the floor for Marquette. They keep great pressure on the ball, and they converge to the ball. Well, that's a big-time block by Oso Ighodaro. But his versatility doesn't just end on the offensive end. Trying to get Hunter Dickinson with a tough angle. He wasn't able to move Ighodaro up the lane enough to free that up.
Kolek takes a bump and finishes, and the lead grows to 9.
He's just a body-seeking point guard. He knows he has an advantage, went right into the chest and knocked back Kevin McCullough.
I never asked you for a comp, but who does he remind you of? Who does, when you see Tyler Kolek, is there somebody who comes to mind?
He's got some John Stockton in him. He reminds me a little bit of Scott Skiles when he was at Michigan State with his toughness.
Ighodaro getting it done at both ends. It's a double-digit lead. Jamari McDowell, the freshman from Houston, number 11, into the game for the Jayhawks. He's the 9th man really in the rotation. And that's as deep as they'll go. McDowell doesn't play a ton. He's open here. And he knocks down a 3.
Well, that's a big shot by Jamari McDowell.
Yeah. Which way is Harris going to go?
He's getting a twist of the screen. It's a pick and pop situation. Good job by Joplin.
McDowell the kick. McCullough in the corner for 3.
And Hunter Dickinson just went down again.
Game tomorrow. The loser will play Tennessee for 3rd. Kolek, the lefty, whips a right-handed pass into the corner, and Cam Jones scores over McCullough.
Cam Jones got it in the corner. He's left-handed.
Dickinson. Great recovery by Marquette.
And Sean Jones just stopped that drive.
What a stand there by the Golden Eagles. They've got numbers. And that is a goaltend and a foul.
Boy, Marquette forcing. They'll throw a good pass in this game. Marquette's not just deflecting it, they're stealing it. And Jamari McDowell with the foul, and then KJ Adams compounding it by Shaka Smart calls Chase Ross the most. And McCullough trying to post up Stevie Mitchell. What a catch.
And he's stripped.
Bring it down. It's gone.
Ighodaro, a little shot put from the elbow, and the rebound down to KU.
Sean Jones wanted to try to shoot the gap there. He just kind of slipped.
Harris kept his foot down. Look how hard they're having to work at the offensive end, and another turnover.
It has just been turnover central.
How about a dozen?
And most of them have been forced. Now, Bill Self's not going to see it that way. He's going to say, be strong. VCU barely made the tournament, goes all the way to the Final Four, beating Kansas in the Elite Eight.
Closing seconds of the half. Kolek the kick, and it's out of bounds. Kansas will get a final shot. Inbounded for Kansas. Will Marquette use that foul?
You don't want to give it away. It depends on who gives it sometimes, but
Harris gets it off, but misses it, and Kansas held to 28 points in the first half. Marquette scoring 13 points off 12 Jayhawk turnovers.
On the defensive end.
McCullough had a big first half, 14 of Kansas's 28 points.
Watch the way Marquette negotiates screen. Great job to reverse the ball. And it is so hard. If you're going to try to play on top of Hunter Dickinson, they're just going to reverse it and look inside. But Marquette does not get screened. They fight through every screen. It's really impressive.
You talked, Jay, about the angle of the entry pass, and that was a perfect angle into Dickinson right there on the McCullough feed. Ighodaro with the answer. Jackson, very talented freshman in the starting lineup for Kansas. Now they go inside to KJ Adams for a bucket.
And they do the same. What a play by Ighodaro.
Ighodaro with another rejection, his third. Marquette in transition, and Ross is fouled.
Some NFL team might want to get Ighodaro to just stand behind a field goal kicker. His timing is so good. He took that, and it makes me think of those great uniforms that Marquette had back in the
And
Kansas just can't see. It's difficult to see in with the pressure. Good pass.
And another good pass. But Harris misses the three. McCullough saves it, but into the hands of Jones.
That might have benefited Marquette.
Oh, what a feed. Kolek whips one right under the rim to Iguodala. Kolek underneath the rim, keeps the dribble alive.
Right now, Marquette is making the passes they want, but Kansas can't do it on the other end.
Wow. Chase Ross with a deep three.
So Iguodala gets out to Hunter Dickinson to pressure the shot. And then when the rebound is coming off, they're flying to the ball.
Kolek trying to back down Harris, draws a crowd. Mitchell baseline for the reverse.
It's the defense that's been incredible.
9-0 run, Marquette.
Got the switch.
Harris, no. Murphy kept it alive and comes out of there with it.
Well, you can see Kansas just sped up in everything they're doing.
McCullough working hard and a chance for three.
Not sure where they got Kolek. He was there. Kevin McCullough's got 16 points. Hunter Dickinson.
Harris is just 1 for 7. KJ Adams has only attempted 2 shots in this game. And Kansas also 0 for 5 from the free throw line. That is a great look, a great cut, and a pretty basket by the Jayhawks. Jones the penetration. Cam Jones wide open. And doesn't get the 3 ball to go down.
Marquette's being allowed to make passes, but for the most part, Kansas is not.
And a foul on the Golden Eagles on the inside. A couple of defenders were there. Tough sledding from the moment this one began. Tomorrow night on ESPN and the app, it's another end. First made free throw of the night for Kansas. Jayhawk fans starting to get to their feet, trying to get their team going. Sean Jones with a drive and a finish.
Well, that's asking a lot of Johnny Murphy to stay in front of Sean Jones. Asking a lot of anybody. But what a blow-by that was.
Adams into traffic. Out of bounds, still Kansas ball.
That's another thing that also Iguodala is really good at. And that's that.
Shaka Smart, among the most active coaches on the sideline that you will see in college basketball. It's that way in practice, and it's that way during the games as well. McCullough muscles his way in and counted.
McCullough just using his strength. Ben Gold into the game.
Paint 34-20 in this game. 3-point play for McCullough to Kansas. A chance maybe to shift the momentum a little bit here for the Jayhawks. Get it under 10.
Good job by Joplin to front KJ Adams in the post.
McCullough up and in.
And that's probably the area they can get downhill is from the top. That slot drive. And Marquette's got to get something going on the offensive end here.
A spin by Sean Jones. And boy, whenever they need a big bucket, it seems he delivers.
He's been so good in this game. That's 9 points now. His speed is game-changing.
David Joplin was 6th man of the year in the Big East a year ago. He's gone into the starting lineup. Sean Jones certainly has a chance at that this year. And there again is a great angle, a great feed, and an easy finish for Dickinson.
Well, Kevin McCullough comes off to the wing. They get it to him. They empty the backside, just throw right over the top. Now, if you're fronting Hunter Dickinson, they're going to get you.
And a timeout taken by Shaka Smart, it looks like.
Marquette has sped up with the pressure, sped up this Kansas team. Everything is much more difficult. Great back cut.
17 turnovers committed in 30 minutes by Kansas. Gold again. His second.
The great back cut by Kolek, and then a little pick and pop by Ben Gold, the New Zealander.
A foul at the other end, but how about the freshman, or the sophomore rather, coming off the bench? 22nd point of the night for Kevin McCullough, but
can't find anybody outside of McCullough and Dickinson to go to.
going the way that he hoped it would go.
It's been a long time since Kansas hasn't been able to put the ball in the bucket.
Wow. How about a 15-foot shot put off the glass for Oso again?
I think it was 29% three-point shooter and got it up to near 40 last year. And he's coming into this game, he's shooting over 50 from three. Small sample size, but he's continuing to prove as a shooter.
Iguodaro into the paint, and he scores over Parker Brown.
Just a quick move to get into
minutes to go.
But Kansas ran a great play out of the timeout to get the ball to KJ Adams along the baseline. Had inside position, just couldn't get it to go down.
Nearly a steal by McCullough. Iguodaro. And Timberlake fouled by Mitchell.
It's been so impressive. And DeJuan Harris had 23 points, knocked down 5 threes. But they've turned it over 18 times to Marquette's 9.
And they've also allowed 11 offensive rebounds to Marquette as well. As you talked about, they're not a very big team, but Marquette more than compensates for the lack of height they've got in so many other different ways. Tough catch. Yep. And it rolls in for Iguodaro.
They just make so many plays getting into the lane. They're getting into the lane, drawing help, and then playing off of it. And that's usually what Kansas does to other people. They want to get downhill and force help. But they haven't been able to get into the lane in this game.
42 paint points for Marquette to 24 for Kansas.
14-point lead.
Ross with a good look. Tipped out by Iguodaro. Batted around, and it's Kansas ball.
Oh, what a smart play by Iguodaro. Can't grab the rebound, just tip it out.
Jamari McDowell getting some minutes here for Kansas. McCullough got tied up and fouled by Cam Jones, and he's going to the free throw line.
Good pass ahead.
Timberlake quickly down the court, can't lay it in.
There's some late pressure, and Timberlake couldn't finish it. That's a gut punch for Kansas.
And that is as well.
Didn't pick up your dribble there.
And Dickinson fouled. Just 3:35 to go. Team, and they do all kinds of team bonding activity. Strawberry picking, they have a poker night. Some of the things they do are with the coaches, some of the things are just with the players. Whatever it is, there's a real strong culture about this group.
I would have been down with poker night. I'm not sure I would have enjoyed strawberry picking with Coach K, but they did a cooking class as well. They do things that are totally unrelated and outside of basketball.
Jones kicks it back out to Cam Jones. And he'll lay it in. Just a strong spin move.
He's got a lot in that offensive bag, but he doesn't really force anything. I mean, he's had a really good game. Another deflection. It's so disruptive.
McDowell with a nice look into Harris. Pollock always probing. Now Ross hesitates and draws the foul.
So he's got the rolled and the hook pass on that essentially rolls wrists, but Shaka Smart.
And now Joplin will return and Ross will leave.
Well, it's impressive the way Marquette has developed its players over the last couple of years under Shaka Smart and his staff. And these players have gotten better. Stevie Mitchell, better. Chase Ross, and key contributors in this game.
A three for Furphy. And Shaka wants to be loyal to these players who are in the program. He doesn't want to take any transfers. They don't have any transfers coming in this year.
Yeah, it's difficult. I mean, they're tough decisions to make. Boy, Furphy knocking down that shot. He's going to be really good.
Yeah. Give me a quick thought. A minute 15 to go. 12-point game. Zach Edey and Purdue against what you've seen from Marquette here tonight.
Well, it's a contrast in styles, obviously. But even though Marquette is smaller, they can cause Zach Edey some problems. They're just going to have to decide. Much bigger and ultra physical. But this is a
by one. Shaka Smart taking his starters out of the game. And now he's going to take Oso Ighodaro out, and he'll. Boy, it doesn't matter who's in the game. The swarming pressure is the same, isn't it?
They're going to keep playing hard.
Yep. Kohler. Just a little bit beyond the reach of Trey Norman.
In this one, and he really did everything. And Shaka Smart calls him the anchor of their defense.
So how about Kansas and Tennessee in a third-place game? That's how loaded this tournament is.
Another deflection. I wonder what the number is. So that means with the win tonight, Marquette's going to get milkshakes. You know, they get milkshakes after they win. All I can think of is Daniel Day-Lewis.
I think our producer Eric Mosley should get us milkshakes after we do a good job.
I agree.
Yep.
Well, he's probably saying we'd have to do that first.
He says we haven't lived up to that yet. 14-point lead, standing O from the Marquette fans. And a great day of basketball comes to a close here in Honolulu, but there's going to be another great one coming tomorrow. Tennessee and Kansas will meet at 2:30 Eastern time on ESPN2, and then Purdue and Marquette will meet for a championship at 5 o'clock Eastern, noon here locally in Honolulu on ESPN.